Yo, what's up? Welcome to another build guide. So here I will just explain the core stuff, the key stuff that you need to know to understand and play the build. So first of all, the weapon we are using is a Pillar of the Caged God. So this is what the build is based on. You will notice that this weapon is actually a low level weapon with a very bad flat physical on it. So you know that the attack builds needs a good flat damage, and then it will get scaled through that, obviously. So you are gonna say, how are we gonna scale the damage, because this weapon doesn't have anything on it. So the thing is, this weapon actually also provides physical weapon damage per 10 strength. So if you just stack strength, we can actually scale some good increased damage, but still we are missing flat damage. So how are we gonna get it? In 3.14, Grinding Gear Games actually added some new support gems. So the new support gem, Bloodthirst. So this actually gives us added physical damage with weapons equal to 2% of maximum life while on low life. So that means that if you stack strength obviously also gives us life. Obviously the melee builds most of the time also has at least 5k life, plus a lot of strength, so that can be easily more than 7k, 8k life. First of all, I haven't even invested that much into this build. I am missing everything, let's say. Awakened gems, Battle Fate, Watcher's Eye, any crazy gear. So yeah, in the end, you will also get a lot of life. So this support gem will provide a lot of flat damage. So if I just stick this support gem out, in the end game version, I will have something like 30 million DPS, but I had like something 14 million in the clips that you watched, because again, I haven't invested that much in this build. But I'm going to also give you an end game version, the final version, Path of Building. So there will be 2 trees, the 2 items, 2 equipments, let's say, in the Path of Building. So check those out if you want to min-max the build. So if I just stick this Bloodthirst gem, I just lose like 20 million DPS. So this is just this is what gives us the DPS. So what you need? The core stuff. Obviously this is strength stacking items, so if I say something like you are gonna craft these items, that means that you are gonna use that strength essence. The picture is gonna be on the screen. I believe it is Rage, but just check the picture. So you want to just use strength, this essence, if you want to craft any piece on your own, if you don't want to buy it from someone else, and get some decent strength. I haven't even used the final, the deafening essence, because they are expensive, obviously. So again, I haven't invested that much. I am also playing a champion because I want to be tankier. Also, you can play with perma adrenaline. So adrenaline is a buff that gives you 100% increased damage, 25% attack, cast and movement speed, which is very good for Cyclone, and also 10% additional physical damage reduction. So let me just explain how this works, because this is important. So if you just follow everything I did, the gem levels, let's say, because we want to reserve buffs from both our mana and both our life, because we want to be low life, obviously, so we don't need 50% of our life, because low life means that you are going to play below 50% life. Because this is a strength stacking build, even with 50% life, you are going to have something like at least 3k, if you have a good gear, 4k life, which is actually a normal life pool for normal builds. So that is what makes this build really tanky. The only downside of this build is to die to degeneration effects, which is like a chaos, ground effect, bleed damage, burning damage, those kind of stuff, because they just melt you, alright? Because of that, we are obviously using a corrupted blood immunity rare jewel, so make sure you get that. And also I am using a Cyclopean coil belt, so that actually provides immunity to ignite. If your strength is higher than dexterity, obviously this is a strength stacking build, so our strength is the highest, obviously. And also, if your dexterity is higher than intelligence, well, make sure you also do that. But that is also very easy to achieve, actually. We are also frozen immune, so this belt provides a lot of stuff. Also, it provides a lot of attributes. And you can buy something with corruption, because people corrupt this all the time. So you can also get some percentage strength and dexterity combined, or maybe intelligence as an implicit. So try to get that. This is very important. So we are actually immune to ignite, so we don't die to that. So we can actually easily use a shock immunity flask instead of a freeze, thanks to this belt again. So really nice actually. So let me just explain now the auras, so you will understand how to use permanent adrenaline. So again, if you just follow the same gem levels, if you are at similar level that I am, if you don't want to bother, you will just be fine. But if you want to understand how it works, so let me explain. So let's just first check what adrenaline is on champion. Obviously, gain adrenaline for 20 seconds when you reach low life. So it actually says that when you reach. So if you are on low life all the time, this won't work. So because low life is 50% of your life, so you actually need a life pool of at least 51%. So that means that you are gonna need to reserve your auras. So the auras that I am reserving from my life with Arrogant support, Red Banner for Impale obviously, Precision, Blood and Sand, and Vitality. So Red Banner and Blood and Sand already has a fixed mana reservation, so we cannot do anything about those. But Precision and Vitality are actually flexible. So actually my Vitality is 20 level, but my Precision isn't capped. So make sure that you can also do the opposite and max your Precision, use a lower level of Vitality, something like that. So make sure that you use a lower level of something, so you will have actually unreserved life as 51%. So we don't reserve 50%, alright? So after this, you obviously have a 1% of missing HP, so you cannot actually use that HP, but if you press your life flask every 20 seconds, you can actually recover that 1% life, and thanks to the mechanics of Petrified Blood and also Blood Rage Degeneration, those kind of stuff, you will actually degenerate that 1% instantly, so you can be on low life in under a second again, and then you will have your adrenaline instantly, let's say, pretty much. So you can just play as perma adrenaline, a lot of DPS bonus and physical damage reduction. So just make sure that you press your life flask every 20 seconds, and so very easy actually. Let's just explain some gear and how to craft again, those kind of stuff. So because I'm also playing a champion, I wanted to stack some Fortify effect, so that's why I'm using a Penitent Mask. Effect of Fortify on you. You are crushed, so that's a little downside, but thanks to a good armor, good HP pool, good Fortify effect, this doesn't actually, this isn't a threat for this build. You are crushed means that you will lose, I believe 15% physical damage reduction, something like that. But with Fortify effect and other stuff that I just mentioned, and you're gonna be tanky enough. I'm using a rare armor. You can also use something that I will post the picture. I forgot the name actually. But because I'm playing Cyclone, I don't want to be slow. That's why I didn't pick that unique chest. That's why I am just using a cheap rare chest. You don't even need a 6-link chest, alright? Our weapon is already 6-link because it is a very cheap weapon. So a chest with strength, life. If you also have an open suffix, maybe again more strength, or even put attributes from crafting bench thanks to June Unveiled. Gloves, Meganord Wise, a lot of strength and regeneration. You can also get a corrupted one with attack save crit or attack speed. But people started to play this build these days, so there are gonna be a couple of exiles if you want to min-max. So for amulet and rings, actually one of my rings is strength stacking as implicit, but again people started to play this build, so the base of these rings right now is something like 5 exiled. But you can easily start with a normal ring, and if you like the build, you can just min-max later. So just buy a ring with strength implicit as synthetize in the end. Also again an amulet with strength implicit, but amulets are cheaper compared to rings for some reason. So after you buy these, obviously use that strength essence that I mentioned earlier. The picture is gonna be on the screen again. So just craft something until you hit life. Resists are very important actually. And actually the best stuff that you can get, if you also have an open suffix, you can again put another strength as a hybrid mode actually, so strength plus dexterity or strength plus intelligence. So only one of my rings, or maybe not any of them actually, no, yeah. So again my gear isn't that good actually, but that is something that you can do. So if you have an open suffix, go for that. Because I'm playing Cyclone, I also need a minus mana cost ring, so that's why I am also using a ring that I bought from someone else for cheap, because no one uses these kind of bases most of the times. People try to buy steel rings if they are playing Cyclone. Something like 2-stone ring, ruby ring, sapphire ring, so anything that gives resist is actually way cheaper. But if you want to snipe a ring with a strength, you just need to wait. Alright. But you can obviously skip a strength on this if you want. So yeah, this is pretty much about the gear. And finally, obviously a boost again with strength. But if you want to min max, because this is a Cyclone build, so you need movement speed actually. Eventually, a boost with both strength and tailwind is what you want to get. This is pretty much what's going on. So let's just check the talent tree real quick. Maybe I'll just show you a couple of things there. So again, in the Path of Building, this is the final version. This is not the version that you are seeing in the video. I have something like 14 million, so there are going to be two. I'm not sure about the 3 maybe, but there will be 2 equipments, alright? So make sure you check that. The budget version has something like 14 million. The lower budget, let's say. So first of all, I'm using a Lethal Pride again to stack more strength. So this is a good place to get that, because you can just check Destroyer, Master of Arena, Bravery, Golem's Blood, and Titanic Impact. So there are going to be lots of places to check this jewel. So what this jewel does is, you just want to buy something with Lethal Pride name on it. You don't need that commander anymore, because commanders provides a different keystone. We are not using this. So you can just buy an Ekoya or the other 2 commanders. It doesn't matter. So just get a Lethal Pride and stick it here. You cannot see it in Path of Building, but you can actually edit it like this. Right click and something like this. So you can calculate your DPS. I actually did that, so you can see that Destroyer also gives 5% strength. Master of Arena also has 20 additional strength, because this already provides strength actually. Bravery, melee crit chance, 5% strength here. So make sure you check these notables that we are using. See if you get any strength, percentage strength, flat strength, melee crit chance, crit multiplier, or double damage. These are the best stats that you can get. Also physical damage is nice, but this is probably the weakest stat. So apart from that, I'm only using a 1 large cluster, because I wanted to get some extra strength and attack speed. You can get other combinations, maybe like fuel the fight, I don't know, smite the weak. So just check the PoE database, or you can just craft a jewel from here. It is actually very easy to do. You don't even need to ask to someone else. Just do something like this: 8 passives, 200 melee weapons, or where is that? Physical damage. These are both fine. Just check here, because Path of Building already tells you how much DPS this provides. You know, you can see that it says 100k DPS, 238k DPS. So just check this, alright? You can just craft a jewel if you need a different one, if you cannot find this one maybe. So I just try to stack strength, attack speed again, attack speed, dex, int, because we need a little intelligence actually. So this actually helped me a lot, because again my gear doesn't have perfect rolls, because I haven't invested that much. Apart from that, some rare jewels. Corrupted Blood immunity is again very important. Crit multiplier, attack speed, physical damage, area damage, life, those kind of stuff. Attributes, crit multiplier, life, damage, 200 damage. Mace, not mace, what is this? Staff actually, yes. Staff damage, that also works. So staff wheel for some block and crit chance here. Also sometimes, yeah, you get also endurance charge thanks to this. So there is nothing actually much going on. This is a very easy build in my opinion. Just maybe the crafting section can be a little frustrating for some newer players maybe. One thing that I forgot to mention, because this stuff is very cheap, because I'm playing Cyclone, I actually get something with area of effect as implicit. So I can get a couple of extra radius for my Cyclone. Let's check how much radius it gives with my current gear. So only 1%, 1 radius actually, nothing special, but I lost a lot of block. So if you want to be tankier, just use a normal Pillar of Cage God, but also you can use something with area of effect if you want, or even other stuff, like there's also an attack speed implicit, or power charge on crit, I believe, so you can also check this to even get more DPS. So that's pretty much it. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and like the video, and I'm gonna see you next time.